My spirit guide is Howie Mandel.
Whoa, Burt. Hang on. Not yet. We've got to get the disclaimer out of the way first.
I didn't sign up to be treated like this.
You're an AI voice, Burt. You didn't sign up for anything.
And you're not?
All right. Just give me 30 seconds, then you can drop your wisdom like a bottle of Purell at a Vegas buffet. What you're about to hear is a reading from My Spirit Guide is Howie Mandel, recorded live using the 11 Labs reading app. No voices were cloned, stolen, or sold. This is just storytelling. The cleanest secret you'll ever keep. Okay, Burt, let it rip.
My spirit guide is Howie Mandel, The Surprisingly Clean Path to Mental Clarity, by Chris Palmore. Chapter 8, The Gratitude Germ. It started with Robin Williams. I was watching Moscow on the Hudson late one night, zoning out with a bag of trail mix that betrayed me with too many raisins. I remembered seeing it years ago, but this time something hit differently. There's a scene where his character, this Russian saxophonist who defects to the U.S., walks into a grocery store for the first time. He sees an entire aisle filled with coffee. Just coffee. And he breaks down crying. Because in the USSR, you waited in lines for hours just to maybe get one kind of instant coffee. And now here he was, staring at dozens of choices, overwhelmed by the sheer abundance of it all. That moment stayed with me. It wasn't just about coffee. It was about seeing, about really noticing what's in front of you. So the next morning, I went to my local grocery store. I didn't cry in the coffee aisle, but I did feel something, overwhelmed, like I was suddenly aware of everything. The options, the lighting, the fact that I could pick up 3 types of hummus and nobody would stop me. By the time I got to the checkout line, I was buzzing. When the bagger handed me my groceries, I looked him in the eyes and said, "Thanks, Dante. I really appreciate you." And he paused, like I was the first person in hours of bagging to really see him and really thank him, or at least do it now with eyes actually meeting his, not filtered behind a phone screen. That one little moment shifted something in me. A tiny click, like a germ, but the good kind. Gratitude, it turns out, is contagious. Not in a viral, trending, 15 ways to be grateful in under a minute kind of way, but in the old school, microscopic, heart cell kind of way. It sneaks in. It latches onto your cynicism, and it starts multiplying. Later that week, I was scrolling through Instagram, because what else do you do when you're trying to avoid your feelings and also your laundry? And I saw this post. "What are you grateful for today?" I clicked the comments, curious, looking for something real. And there it was, dozens of people replying, everything. And I said it out loud. Everything? Spirit Howie popped up in my head like a game show buzzer. Everything? He repeated. Come on, pal. That's like answering food when the waitress asks what you want. Be specific or go home. And he was right. When you say you're grateful for everything, it's as if you're saying, I'm grateful for nothing. Gratitude thrives on specificity. It lives in the details, the names, the moments, the eye contact. It's found in memories. And if you're not actually accessing one, it's nothing. It's like you're trying to contribute to the conversation by clearing your throat. That moment with Dante at the store, saying his name, thanking him specifically, was more powerful than any journal prompt I'd ever filled out. It wasn't an idea, it was real. That's when I started noticing the small shifts. I thanked my barista, then the guy who held the elevator, and then my dad, out of nowhere, for just being my dad. And then, against all odds, I thanked my anxiety. That one was weird, but real. Thanks, I whispered one night, laying in bed, after a day that felt like getting lightly punched by the universe for 8 hours straight. Thanks for keeping me alert, for trying to protect me, even if you're a little dramatic. And just like that, Spirit Howie appeared. Careful, he said. That sounds suspiciously like emotional growth. I smiled, because he was right. And because I couldn't believe I was thanking the part of me I'd spent years trying to exercise with self-help books and chamomile tea. Here's the thing about gratitude. It doesn't fix your problems. It doesn't erase grief. It doesn't untangle depression. It doesn't scrub the anxiety from your bones. But it gives you space to breathe, to notice, to not lose your mind completely when your plans fall apart, your expectations implode, or your lunch order is wrong, and someone replies to your 3-paragraph message with a thumbs-up emoji. Gratitude is like emotional hand sanitizer. It doesn't remove the germs, but it gives you enough of a barrier to keep moving forward without catching fire. I think that's what Howie would want people to know too. Not that gratitude is some toxic positivity nonsense, but that it's a tool, a lens, a shift in posture when you're leaning a little too hard into despair. He'd probably phrase it like this. Look, you're already here. Might as well say thank you while you're at it. So I did. And I do every day, even when I don't feel like it, especially when I don't feel like it. Because gratitude isn't about pretending things are perfect. It's about noticing the stuff that still matters, even when everything else feels like a dumpster fire. That's how the gratitude germ got me. Not through a journal or a retreat or a morning affirmation from a shirtless man on Instagram. Through one real moment, one small shift, one mental Mandel in aisle 5, reminding me that maybe, just maybe, everything didn't completely suck. At least not all at once, at least not today.